When I would first tell people that my wife was a professor at the restaurant school, their immediate reaction would usually be envy, or they might even say congratulations. But alas, my wife was a professor at the restaurant school for math. She taught accounting, and in fact, the first time she ever made gnocchi for me, she called from the kitchen. She said, "Todd, the recipe said we're supposed to have 60, but I only have 12." And I walked into the kitchen, and there's these giant softball-sized wads of dough kind of floating in the pot. So she was a little bit out of her element. And when she first started, we went to the first of what would be many friends and family night. And the restaurant school, once or twice a year, opens up their doors to the public, and mostly friends and family of students and people who work there. You walk through all the classrooms that are also kitchens, and they're thematic, and they present you with some really great gourmet food prepared by the students, and you kind of walk around and you sample it, and it's very posh, it's very nice. And I didn't grow up going to fancy restaurants or eating fancy food, so I was a little overwhelmed and intimidated, and there was a tremendous amount of food, and I didn't really know what I was eating or how to eat it or how to hold it, and in some cases, like even the part that you were supposed to eat of it. But I ate my way around because I was being pretty adventurous. And finally, I saw something that was very recognizable to me because my family, I think it's an Italian tradition, but at least my family would often prepare artichokes. I know most people have had maybe artichoke hearts, but the way we would prepare artichokes is you kind of simmer them in a pot of boiling water for hours with a little bit of olive oil and some garlic and some salt, and you take them out and you eat the leaves by scraping the top of what you might call the meat away with your upper teeth. And this was a real delicacy in my family, and so I felt very confident approaching this because it was like, even though some people may have never had artichoke leaves, like this is my thing, So I made my way over there feeling really good about myself, and I took one and I attempted to eat it. And it was very, very firm, like too firm to get to scratch any of the edible part off. And I was discouraged, so I grabbed another one. I thought I got a bad one, and the same thing, the second one. And then I got from a different spot on that tray, thinking like maybe that was just a bad cluster, a bad batch of artichoke leaves. And the same thing, they're all very firm. You couldn't eat them. And then I began to feel very confident, like, man, my family, this is a restaurant school, but my family can make artichokes. I can even make artichokes better than this. So I kind of had a spring in my step, and I felt like, oh, these people messed up. The restaurant school messed up artichoke leaves. So then I took another step over to the next tray, and I saw more artichoke leaves. But this tray of artichoke leaves had couscous and like a salsa on it. And what had dawned on me was the artichoke leaves that I was eating were the discarded pile of artichoke leaves where people had already taken off the edible salsa and couscous and put on a tray. And there's a funny thing about eating an artichoke leaf second after someone else is that for the remainder of the evening, at least I found myself playing a little kind of an unfortunate game called Worst Case Scenario, where I was like looking at people being like, ugh. I wonder if that's the person that ate some artichokes. And a lot has been said and plenty has been written about like this kind of very heartbreaking difference between first and second, like whether it's an Olympic athlete who trains for a lifetime and then they lose by 1/16 of a second, or someone who files a patent, an inventor, like a day after someone else has filed that same patent. But I dare say that the realization of eating an artichoke leaf second after someone, rivals all of those feelings of discomfort and discouragement. Thank you.